Hello, myself Sunil Ramkrishna. Basically, this is the part 3 of Advanced PHP. In this, one of the person told that, yeah, this line basically, this just simple one line basically, if it's creating so much of issue basically, then how the framework basically which has created in the PHP, there are more than I think 39 frameworks created in PHP basically, and own framework basic famous framework are 39, more than 39. But own frameworks basically are also there. Like for example, one person told that I have created my own inventory framework for the certain level of companies. Like this, more than 1,000 framework might be there basically. So in this, one of the person told up to this level basically the stuff basically are ongoing. Up to this level basically the frameworks basically are there. So one of the person told that more than 1,000 frameworks, more than 39 framework basically are there just in Symphony, Cake, Laravel, like this basically more than 39 frameworks are there. Nobody basically, sorry, the energy group basically who are using this data basically, they never try to decode this data basically. Let's basically ignore the Symphony group, let's ignore the PHP group, ignore the C++ group also. The energy group basically never try to decode this basically. They only wants the human needs data basically, that's all basically. So one of the person told that it might possible that the nuclear company basically group want to end the world basically. The groups who are using the energy of computer softwares basically, they want to end the world. In this basically you can't blame the software companies basically. In India, the nuclear power company basically connected with the software industry, that is Reliance and ONGC basically. They might be only connected with the human needs, that's all basically. Nothing else basically they try to execute basically. So one of the person told that it might be possible that the groups who are connected with Reliance only basically can't do anything. Only Reliance basically just came just now basically 1970, 71, 72. But the computer industry basically since more than 100 years basically. So Reliance just is just in front basically in India basically. So Reliance is basically just in front. But the group basically who are sending the data basically, who are sending the data to Panvel, who are sending the data that is in Mumbai basically, then who are dating sending to IPCL that is in Gujarat basically, then the data sending to the Reliance that is in Jamnagar basically, that is in Gujarat. So they also basically never try to decode it basically this data basically which they are passing for PHP, the data which is passing for .NET, the data which is passing for Java, the data which is passing for C++, C, Pascal, COBOL. These all basically are going to connect to earthquakes and T tsunami. More than 100 crore earthquake basically has came, and Reliance basically group was not able to track it basically. So one of the person he only is connected with the money basically. He only understand money language basically. Whether enter Mumbai gets sent, then also basically he don't have any issue basically. His money should keeps on coming basically in here in his account basically. He is basically connected up to that level only because he is a businessman basically. He only know money come, the business is ongoing. Money is not coming, that means business is having some problem basically. So here basically we are not going to his business basically. Here we are concerned about the universe group basically ask the question to Sunil or NAIR basically. Why basically the India group basically, that is the in India basically Reliance or ONGC are they are the number one. They were not able to track decoding of earthquake, that is more than 100 crore and more than 1 lakh T tsunami, that is the tsunami basically which comes in sea water basically. So one of the person told that who is controlling ONGCs, who is controlling Reliance? That question basically came into the picture. So one of the person told the Reliance, so basically who might be controlling here basically? That basically need to connect with the governments basically, who are the Congress basically, who are the Indira Gandhi government basically, who actually taken Reliance into the picture basically. So Reliance, Indira Gandhi basically, where we are going to track Indira Gandhi. So we will track Congress basically. BJP also just came just now, na basically in 70s, 80s, 90s basically BJP came. So we can't tell BJP by BJP हमको पता है ये answer. So we can't tell BJP to give the answer. We have to track Congress base because Congress is more than 100 years old. But in Congress also basically, whenever basically the big task happens, ne, their big presidents and prime minister basically gets end basically. That is the rule of Congress basically. If you want to track this, you can track this. Big task basically happens of Reliance. Indira Gandhi does not exist. Rajiv Gandhi also software industry came in India. Rajiv Gandhi left. Like this big task happens, they basically leave the world basically, in front of the world basically. So that is Congress basically. Because if you will ask the question basically whom you are going to ask, Congress will say, "भाई ये तो राजीव गांधी ने बनाया था." So instead of Rajiv Gandhi, there is no one basically who has taken the place of Rajiv Gandhi. कांग्रेस मतलब ऐसे ही चल रहा है, मतलब देश के ऐसे ही चल रहा है. वन ऑफ द पर्सन टोल्ड दैट आल्सो. The world, the India is going like that only basically. That is also question basically. So here the stuff is nuclear data basically, which is coming to the PHP designers. Basically, I am talking about the not coder design, who actually designed the PHP, who actually defined the variables in the PHP, who actually defined the question mark, arrow, and PHP. That group basically I am talking about. That is the C++ and C group basically, who are getting the data from Reliance group, from ONGC group, from IOC group. These all are the big group basically who are giving the data to India. And in world level basically there are many, because I am not aware about the world basically. Currently I am in India, so I am only aware about the Indian group basically, who are this Reliance group, ONGC group, and the IOC group basically. They only handle the stuff basically. So these all are the groups basically who are getting the data basically. So one of the person told that like this basically stuffs are ongoing. So one of the person told that nobody basically was aware about this thing basically. But this is serious issue. Why? Because one variable is connecting to the whole world basically. It's whole world basically. 10,000 cities means it's connecting to the whole world. So to run one line basically, it is taking how many time basically, just to say, but it might be taking seconds basically, because it's in power supply chain basically, because this basically comes into the picture when the live data basically is connected with the internet. So one person told that internet basically we are not able to track. They basically created 3G, 4G, 5G, 6G, 7G, I don't know how many G they are going to create, but they also basically not able to track this. The group basically like Mittal group, he say that basically we are the number one group basically, but he also basically what he say that basically हमको तो पैसे से मतलब है. So he also basically never able to track this basically. So that's basically he might be correct, because money is everything, but here basically the money created problem to the world basically. That is to the universe basically. But he was supposed to actually track this basically, but he was not able to. So one of the person told that this is the best basically time to take everything basically from Bollywood group basically, because Bollywood is that group basically who actually created the software industry. So this is the best time basically to take everything basically from the Bollywood group and give the control to the rest of the other group basically, because Bollywood is not doing their duty basically. If they might be doing the duty basically, then this single one line basically might not be creating problem to the software. There are basically more than 10 crore software professionals basically. They might be suffer in future basically. So in next video basically we are going to see a little more about this topic.